On the morning of the 6th of December, 1917, two ships touched in Halifax harbour at about the speed of a walking pace. The harbour was a wartime assembly point, where merchant convoys gathered before crossing to Britain and France. By 1917, the two towns on either side of it held as many as 65,000 people. One of the ships that morning, the Mont-Blanc, was loaded to the deck with explosives for the war. The other, the IMO, was outbound and empty, chartered to carry relief supplies to Belgium. This plan of the city was drawn afterwards, showing the radius of the blast. The Mont-Blanc's pilot first saw the IMO 4,000 feet off. They collided at about 1 knot, and it was enough. She burned in the harbour for 20 minutes. Her crew abandoned her and rowed for the Dartmouth shore. Nobody ashore knew what was in her, and she drifted against Pier 6. A railway dispatcher named Vince Coleman stayed at his quay to stop an incoming passenger train.
"Hold up the train. Ammunition ship afire in harbour making for Pier 6 and will explode. Guess this will be my last message. Goodbye, boys."
This photograph was taken 15 seconds afterwards, from 13 miles away. The blast wave left the ship at more than 1,000 meters a second. Another photograph, taken about 2 kilometers away, caught the cloud seconds after the explosion. White smoke went up to 3,500 meters. Water surged out of the harbour and came back as a wave 18 meters above the high water mark. The shock was felt on Cape Breton and on Prince Edward Island. The neighbourhood of Richmond, closest to the pier, simply stopped existing. Almost nothing within 2,600 feet was left standing. From Pier 8, the view ran clear across ground that had been streets. Soldiers already in the city were put straight into the rubble. At least 1,782 people were killed. Around 9,000 more were injured, many of them at their windows, watching the fire when the glass came in. In one church, the light and heat were said to have etched the profile of a deacon into a window. Public buildings across the city were wrecked, and a blizzard arrived the following day. Relief came from around the region, and then from further off. Massachusetts sent a train of doctors and supplies. The governor of Massachusetts came to Halifax the following year to see what it had paid for. A bell tower stands in the city for the people who were killed. The collision was survivable. What made it a catastrophe was that for 20 minutes, nobody ashore was told what was burning. Who is supposed to tell a city what is in the ship on fire in its harbour?